The Indiana Fever, they've not been in the greatest situation. Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White were having a heated discussion. I think this is a turning point. This could be a little bit of a weird one because apparently, and I heard this from more than one person,
a heated courtside clash just went viral. Caitlin Clark and Coach Stephanie White got into it.
Stephanie White, I'll say it again, you are a pure bum of a coach. Trash.
I've never thought that I would be saying this. The Indiana Fever needs to fire Stephanie White.
Stephanie White is not going to change.
Stephanie White's style of coaching is not for Caitlin Clark.
Mid-game, sources say Clark had enough and finally spoke up. But was she wrong? If you're 100% riding with Caitlin, drop a 100% in the comments right now. Let's break down exactly what happened.
Caitlin Clark is obviously the reason why everybody's watching the WNBA. She's the reason why all these fans are tuning in.
Nobody on this team sets screens.
What sparked the entire controversy? Reports from multiple fans at the game say Caitlin Clark had a heated confrontation with Coach Stephanie White at halftime.
Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White were having a heated discussion at halftime. I think this could be a little bit of a weird one.
Why? Because Clark was sick of being ignored by teammates who refused to pass her the ball. She reportedly told Coach White to bench Kelsey Mitchell and others for freezing her out on the floor.
Caitlin Clark told White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. Caitlin went to tie her shoe.
It wasn't just a rumor. You could see the frustration in Clark's body language. Walking back on defense.
She was basically walking back on defense. She essentially walked back on defense every time Tash Howard had the ball.
Tying her shoes mid-possession and not even bothering to make eye contact when certain players had the ball. Natasha Howard literally looked Clark off at the end of the third quarter and wasted the possession.
Natasha Howard looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter. Natasha Howard looks off Caitlin Clark to run to nowhere. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 steps, does the cha-cha slide, and gets it to Caitlin Clark with 3 seconds to go.
The chemistry was gone, the tension was real, and the coaching staff let it happen. Clark's message was clear. If they won't play team basketball, take them out. And honestly, she had a point.
Every single good thing that has happened to your organization is because of number 22.
Let's get something straight. Caitlin Clark isn't the problem. She's the solution. The Indiana Fever have one of the most elite young basketball minds on the planet in Caitlin Clark. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. She doesn't just play the game. She sees it 2 steps ahead. And when the offense runs through her, when the ball is in her hands, the game opens up for everyone.
The offense is being prioritized to get everybody looks rather than keep the ball in Caitlin's hand.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact backed by real on-court momentum. Just look at the third quarter in that recent game. The Fever were in a tight battle. Then something shifted. Clark stayed aggressive, even though her shot wasn't falling.
She shot it more in the second half, judging by how much Caitlin Clark had the ball in her hands.
She kept pushing the pace. She grabbed boards. She drove hard. She found open teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Sophie Cunningham. She made reads that no one else on that floor could have made. And the result? A 4-point game exploded into a 17-point lead in 6 minutes.
They turn it from a 4-point game to a 17-point game, and it's over. 4-17 in 6 minutes.
That's not luck. That's Caitlin Clark's leadership, tempo, and spacing changing the entire dynamic. But the problem? She's doing all that in spite of the system, not because of it. Coach Stephanie White's offense looks confused.
Stephanie White destroyed CeCe's game.
At this point, it looked like there's a conspiracy against CeCe.
Stephanie White under fire by Fever fans.
It's like 2 teams trying to play at once. On one side, you've got Clark trying to initiate fast breaks, create ball movement, and run a modern, organized, team-first system. On the other, you've got Kelsey Mitchell and others holding the ball, going ISO, and relying on contested mid-range jumpers. And yes, Mitchell had 22 points. But let's tell the whole story. Most of those buckets came off of what the transcript calls accidental basketball, plays where the ball just fell to her. It was chaos. It was randomness. It was not replicable. That kind of shot making may save a possession, but it can't be your system.
Tough shot making wins you games when the system fails.
Yet somehow that's what Indiana keeps leaning into.
And the system being reliant on tough shot making is the Stephanie White system.
The tough shot system, the ISO ball, the hero ball. And here's what makes it even worse. Caitlin Clark's teammates are actively ignoring her. When Natasha Howard looked her off to end the third quarter and drove to nowhere, it killed the possession. Then minutes later, Howard literally slid over and blocked her own teammate, Clark, at the rim.
Tash Howard looked off Caitlin Clark. She played help side defense on Caitlin Clark.
That's more than a miscommunication. That's not just basketball. That's disrespect. Despite all of that, Clark never stopped. Even when she got blocked twice, even when shots weren't falling, she still pushed the tempo. She still made the right passes. She still played defense.
Caitlin Clark gets a rebound after playing fantastic defense, by the way.
That's leadership under pressure. That's the mentality of someone who knows how to win. So how is the coaching staff responding? They're playing both sides. They haven't chosen an identity. One half of the team is running plays that make sense, and the other half is stuck in a one-on-one, my-turn-your-turn style that drags everyone down, including Caitlin. The result? Wasted possessions, slowed pace, a broken rhythm, and a frustrated franchise player. Let's be real. This isn't about talent. Kelsey Mitchell is talented. Natasha Howard is talented. But their playing styles don't align with what Caitlin brings. And instead of building the system around her, the team is trying to juggle two worlds. That's not going to work. You either trust Clark to run the show, or you keep stalling her development while feeding a chaotic, inefficient system. And here's the crazy part. We've already seen what happens when you trust her. The Fever go on runs. The ball moves. The defense tightens. Everyone gets involved. The entire team looks better when Caitlin is running things. That fourth quarter momentum, that 17-point swing, that wasn't magic. That was basketball logic.
When Caitlin's aggressive, good things happen. Good things happen.
So what are we doing? How many more games will Indiana waste by not fully committing to the one player who actually understands how to win in today's game? Clark doesn't need everyone to step aside. She just needs structure, trust, and the ball in her hands. And when she has it, she doesn't just change games, she controls them. The Indiana Fever don't need two systems, they need one. The Caitlin Clark system.
Caitlin Clark is a new style of player. Caitlin Clark is the tide that rides all boats.
This isn't just about one argument or one bad game. What's unfolding in Indiana is a full-blown locker room divide, a fundamental clash of playing styles, trust, and leadership. And at the center of it all is Caitlin Clark. Let's be clear, there's a philosophical rift within the team.
Or not even clearly plays better with Caitlin Clark, who's just kind of a glue player who'll play well with anybody. Sorry.
Some players are playing selfish, isolation-heavy basketball, while Clark is trying to elevate the team with smart, unselfish play. But time and time again, her efforts are ignored. That's not a coincidence. That's a culture problem. Take Kelsey Mitchell, for example. Last season, she would sprint to the basket off the ball.
Kelsey Mitchell, if this is Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell sprints to the basket and Caitlin Clark throws the ball here and it's a layup.
Making herself a target for quick passes and easy scores. This season, she literally walks off the floor when she doesn't have the ball.
This year, she walks off the floor.
Her off-ball movement is non-existent. She's no longer running lanes, no longer spacing properly, and no longer giving Clark a chance to create. That's not effort, it's disengagement. And it doesn't stop there. Natasha Howard looked off Clark in crunch time, made a selfish play, and killed momentum. Right after that, she literally played help defense on her own teammate and blocked Clark at the rim. That's more than just bad spacing, that's personal. All this isn't just about gameplay, it's about trust, or the lack of it. Clark's teammates aren't playing to her strengths, and they're certainly not playing for her. You can see it in the body language. When she's calling for the ball, arms wide open, ready to push the pace, they turn away. When she drives to the rim, there's no support or spacing. It's almost as if some of them would rather prove a point than play winning basketball. And where is the coaching staff in all this? Sitting silent while the team splinters. Coach Stephanie White has yet to establish a clear identity for the Fever. Are they Caitlin's team or not? Right now, it feels like they're stuck in between. And that's the worst place to be. The locker room is divided. Players like Sophie Cunningham play well with Caitlin because they understand spacing, ball movement, and effort. Others seem more focused on their personal stats or tough shot moments than building team chemistry. That's a dangerous situation because if your team doesn't trust its point guard, everything collapses. What Clark wants isn't ego, it's structure. She's trying to lead, to create flow, to make everyone better.
Hopefully, this means that they will trust Caitlin, at least trust Caitlin when she's on the floor.
But you can't lead a team that won't follow. And the longer this divide continues, the more it risks wasting Clark's talent and derailing the entire season. This isn't just a coaching issue, it's a culture issue. And if Indiana doesn't fix it soon, they're going to lose more than games. They're going to lose their identity, and maybe even their star.
Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA.
Country has fallen in love with what we have created. And America, here's the girl next door, all grown up, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has captivated the nation, breaking scoring records in college and bringing women's basketball to a whole new audience.
She is a phenomenon.
So now you've seen it. The heated argument wasn't drama, it was a breaking point. Caitlin Clark stood up, not just for herself, but for winning basketball. She's not here to play favorites or chase empty stats. She's here to compete, to lead, and to elevate everyone around her. But that only works if the team and the coaching staff are willing to follow her lead. Caitlin Clark is the system. When the Fever let her run the show, they win.
But when Caitlin's on the floor, Caitlin is the system.
When they ignore her, chaos takes over. It's time to make a choice. Trust Caitlin Clark or keep stumbling through dysfunction. And if you're riding with Caitlin through all this, drop 100% in the comments. Let the world know. We see the game, we see the leadership, and we stand with Clark.
You have more people who are fans of Caitlin Clark and not fans of the Indiana Fever.